Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Harry Muppet. Welcome back to another Daily Masters cast, and we are going to be hitting the WCS Season 2 Korea Regional Finals here for a bunch of games, and yeah, checking out some awesome plays from some of those players, and also some awesome players that we probably haven't cast before. I figure reaching out, grabbing some new players which you've never seen before, always a good thing, and that is what we're going to be doing here. So down the bottom left side of the map, it is going to be our blue Protoss player Trap, and down the bottom right side of the map, it is going to be our red Zerg player Curious. Never seen either of these guys before, and I don't believe so. Yeah, I actually can't remember. One of these guys may have made it into the World Series Finals, the WCS Season 2 Finals, which we're currently uploading. Currently casting. I think we're up to the second semi-finals or something like that between Tasia and Bomber, but yeah, I can't remember if these guys, they may have made it to like the round of 32 or the round of 16 of that tournament, but yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting to see all these sorts of games going on, and of course not much is going to be happening in the early game, so we're just going to have to talk about other stuff while we wait. Now, I've been messing around with a lot of settings, and I'm definitely going to be putting up some Left 4 Dead 2 casts very, very, very soon. I'm thinking in the next week or so, maybe in the next 2 weeks or so, I don't know, but I did a test run last night and everything's recording beautifully and everything looks beautiful, so going to start on advanced difficulty. Just going in there, shooting a few zombies. Advanced is okay. A lot of it feels a little bit boring, but when stuff starts to happen, when the tank starts to show up, people do generally start getting knocked over quite badly. And even in advanced, I tend to there's a half decent chance that somebody will actually die when the tank shows up. I had a beautiful moment yesterday when I threw a Molotov at the tank, and the tank sort of somehow bypassed it, and I was on top of a bridge, so I thought, oh, I'll jump off the bridge to lead him back down into the Molotov, but of course jumping off the bridge instantly incapacitates you, so was not a good idea. And yeah, we managed to kill the tank somehow, but not the best laid plan. So it's going to be interesting to watch all those, and if I actually make it past advanced, maybe we'll do expert, but that's way in the future. So we've got very, very aggressive expansions coming out from Curious, getting the third base down, starting around the 3.5 minute, which is very, very aggressive. And this probe is going to come down, is going to see this third expansion. Our Trap is in a pretty good position of his own. He's had his own extremely early expansion over there. So yeah, that's going to be fine. He's just getting his tech options up now. Neither player really going to have enough to hit the other player hard to punish them for hard expanding in anywhere in the next few minutes. We may be looking at something around the 8-9 minute mark, but even then it may just be macro to the full mid game. The Zerg may just hold up completely and just build up his roach force. The Protoss may just sit back and tech up to Colossus as fast as he can, and it's going to be very interesting to see how these players decide to go in this game. But yeah, right now it's just going to be macro. We're getting the Cyber Core up, getting a Zealot up for some nice easy defense. So let's just do a quick look up of these players. Trap, yes, Trap is obviously from South Korea, and he is part of the Seoul team, and he's actually doing pretty good on the WCS. He's got like 650 points, which is not bad at all. Let's just follow this guy. So our other player is going to be Curious, and I'm very curious to see what sort of stats he has. Yes, he is playing actually from the Star Tail team, and he's got 450 points in the WCS. So both of these players are doing some pretty good stuff in there, winning some tournaments. I don't know if they've actually won some tournaments, but you should be able to see that here. Achievements, yeah, first. He was Curious was actually first in one of the looks like a South Korean tournament, the Numericable M House Cup 2. And what's the other one going on? Trap, what has he done so far? Oh, he's obviously won something because he's got some points, but there's no listing on Wikipedia, so unfortunate. But yes, both of these players doing a very, very good job. We actually do have Stargate tech coming out for Trap. And that's going to be some fast Phoenix. Harassing the Overlords, always a good idea. This probe looks like he's scouted for a little bit too long. He's going to be getting hit quite hard by all of these lings. In terms of the harvesters, Curious has taken the expected lead out here. Going to continue pushing that to get about 10 to 15 workers in front. There he goes. So he's in a pretty good spot. Trap has got most of his tech up that he wants. So he's going to be getting a crap load of gateways up. He's not actually going, or is he? I guess he is still going for Colossus, but his Colossus tech got held up a little bit. Usually you'd be seeing the robotic support bay up already, but with this Stargate coming out to hunt out the Overlords, this is, yeah, it's going to delay the robotic support bay for a little while at least. We're going to get a bit of sniping here. You could potentially, no, he doesn't have enough time. With the Spore Crawler up there, he doesn't have enough time to take that Queen out, so unfortunate. Another Spore here, another Spore there. So Zerg player Curious, very, very well defended over here. The Phoenix is going to do a bit of scouts, take out a couple of random workers, but not really do too much. A bunch of lings in here, but the lings do not even have speed, so this is it's not very good pressure. It's a bit of pressure, making sure that the Protoss player can't get a fast third, but the pressure is not super, super hard. I mean, if Trap wanted to get rid of these guys, he could do it very, very easily. And so there we go. And it looks like Curious is going to be going for, this is the Roach upgrade. So he's going for Roach Hydra over this base. Overseer just shooting in there, having a look at some stuff. Be interesting if the whatchamacallit, this change, this could actually change into probes and just start mining. Because then you would never actually realize that it was a changeling. You'd just be like, oh god. So there we go, a little bit of force movement out. These lings finally going to get taken out. We have a look at the units tab. Curious, not really building that much, but he's definitely got the tech set up for it, and he's going to be getting a fourth base. So his macro is going to be through the roof very, very soon. Trap getting a couple of Immortals pretty quickly, but it's mainly just this small ground army that he's got, and of course his Phoenix. It looks like they found a bit of a sweet spot here, but they got to be careful because the Hydras are inbound. So getting away, killing a few more workers. Units lost is unfortunately not working for this game, but we do have probably about 3 or 4 workers. No, sorry, like total is probably like 10. If you have a look, 3, 10, 11. So that's 11 workers so far that the Phoenix have been taken out. And if you count the amount of Overlords they've killed as well, and the amount of just pure pain in the ass they've caused, I would say that they're probably paid for themselves at this point. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Get up here, get up in there. Come on, don't die. He's missed. He didn't realize that was going on. Now he does. He can kill so many workers here, but he was waddling around a little bit too much. Went over there, then back there. Lost a bit of an opportunity, but he could have easily wiped out about 3 or 4 workers in there. And it looks like there's actually, the Nexus went down here. Looks like Curious must have done a really, really nice attack to push that off. We will definitely have to go back in the end of the game and check out exactly what happened there. So it was about the 9-10 minute mark to see how Curious knocked down that expansion. I apologize for missing that, but he does have 2 Colossus here. He does have a large amount of ground forces, and this is a force which is going to be able to do quite a lot. The Colossus are a bit exposed here though, if the Zerg player decided to go for them, and he does not. He decides to just move on, and it looks like Trap is a bit divided actually. He's sending the Colossus back to wipe out the Roach Hydra. He's sending the rest of these forces to take out this stuff. The expansion does go down, and he's fighting 2 wars at the moment, trying to take these guys down. Don't know if he has enough without the Colossus support, but the Colossus are chasing these guys all over the map, and he could really do with a couple of observers in this army, because yeah, there is so much creep on this map. He really needs an observer to start wiping this out. But overall, Trap not losing that many units and taken out of the base, so that's pretty awesome. Curious, I think, just buying himself a little bit of time here to try and get something up, basically waiting for his Vipers. I think once he gets the Vipers, he can yank the Colossus in, and then he'll be on a bit more even footing, but he is actually losing quite a lot of forces here. The Protoss is taking some hits as well, but there goes one Viper actually going down to the Stalker file. So Trap doing a very, very nice job. And he's constantly sending in reinforcements here. Even a probe, I'm not sure what that probe is supposed to be doing, but is going to have a crack at that infestation pit. Protoss going to be regrouping a little bit here. And meanwhile, the Phoenix just going for nuts, chasing down the Vipers, managing to kill a couple of them. So that's a very nice last hurrah for the Phoenix army, which was rapidly just getting completely stale with all the Hydralisks on the field. And here we go. Looks like the main push with the couple of Vipers out. They're going to be yanking in the Colossus. Very, very nice. Manages to save one of them. Sort of. No, just gets taken out at the last second. But the army for Trap still looking quite formidable. And he's just warping in a whole ton more units over there. So reinforcements are going to be right on the way. And Curious gives the GG right there. He does not have enough to finish off the rest of these Stalkers. So congratulations to Trap for a very, very nice victory there. And let's go back in just a sec and have a look at, because I could have sworn that there was a third base going down. Yeah, there we go. All right. Checking it out. So let's see what caused this base to be cancelled, because I can't remember anything going on here. I mean, definitely Curious does not have link speed. And as far as I know, he never really had anything this close to the base that could have really threatened it. Especially with this army here. I'm thinking this must have just been a cancel on Trap's part. There we go, there's a cancel. So he decided that he was just going to go nuts on the attack. And that meant he cancelled the base. He built a crap load of Stalkers. And just whoosh, he walked in with that massive army. And I suppose it's nice because Curious, he was expecting a third base, so he was expecting Trap to be handing down like a bit of macro, like going for a bit of macro play, being set up nicely. Trap totally turned it around. He totally cancelled it at the very last second, walked out 6 more Stalkers from all the minerals he had, got a massive force, and started moving out. And if we have a look, 48 to 83, so Curious his macro is very, very hard, but you see his active forces is only a little bit ahead of Curious. And when you count in the fact that, I mean, the Roach Hydras against Colossus is probably going to die quite badly. I mean, Curious needs an army advantage at this point because he's facing, technologically, a much better army. You've got the Immortals facing off against the Roaches, you've got the Colossus facing off against the Hydras, so this is why he's buying time. He is buying time to get the Vipers out to try and save himself, because he knows with this army force suddenly out there that something has gone terribly wrong, and he's facing an army which is a lot bigger than he was expecting it to be at this point. There we go, the Vipers coming out, and this is his last chance. But the Phoenix, where are the Phoenix in this battle? They're flying around right now. They're going to be harvesting the Vipers in just a sec. But right now they're not doing that good a job. There's 2 Vipers on the field. And they're just trying to charge up. One of them's got enough energy, and I think he yanks a couple of Colossus in. But these Colossus have been going nuts. That one's got 9 kills, that one's got 2 kills. And when you're talking about, you're not talking about Lings, you're talking about Roach Hydra. So 9 kills is very, very decent for a single Colossus in this sort of game, in this sort of army that Curious is sending out. And it's Immortal, man. Immortal's got 6 kills as well, so that's very, very decent. And look at that guy. He's up to 4 kills, he's up to 6 kills. He manages to die, but that is definitely provided Trap with the overwhelming number of army as is 70 versus 40. And it's just the harvester numbers which are keeping this number nice and high. But yeah, beautiful, beautiful stuff there from Trap. Really, really nice tactic, actually. I've never seen that before. Going for the third base, cancelling at the last second, and then just building a crap load of units and just running in full bore. And that's really, really what it comes down to. Because he had the 2 Colossus, but they weren't a threat because they didn't have a massive army in front of them. But with this massive amount of Stalkers in front of the 2 Colossus, suddenly Curious was in a massive amount of trouble. And congratulations to Trap for that game. So this has been your Daily Masters for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Probably going to keep on trucking through the South Korean games, and it's going to be awesome. So catch you guys tomorrow.